Hey everyone, my name is Danny Wheeler. Thank you so much for joining us for another Gleaner Insta Live Sports interview at our new time, 8 o'clock. Today we're going to be talking with national defender Damion Lowe. We're going to be talking about um, him playing in Norway, what is his plans for going to another club this season, and all things football and all things not. So we invite you to just keep those comments in. We'll try to get some questions, to him. So please just keep it going. So let's see if we can get Damien on the line right now. Damien, how are you doing? Can you hear me?
I'm good. Yeah, I'm good. How are you?
Oh, excellent, excellent. It looks a little bit dark where you are.
Yeah, I'm outside on the balcony.
Excellent, 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 excellent. Well, thank you so much for joining us. Well, it's a lot of things to get to in the hour. We're going to be talking about football. We're going to be talking about a lot of things, and we have, our viewers will have some questions for you. So we're trying to get in terms of some questions from our viewers from you. Um, so first thing I want to ask in terms of how are you doing? I know this is a crazy time with COVID and everything. So I just want to make sure, how are you doing?
I'm good. I'm good. I mean, everybody, has been impacted by, the situation, the pandemic. So, you know, we have life. So just have to give thanks for that. I'm stable. So, yeah, I'm not too worried. But, it's also a serious situation that's going on in the world.
Mm-hmm. We'll just let you know there's a lot of persons saying, turn up the lights because they can hardly see and everything. But just let you know, he's outside. He's in Miami. He's chilling as well. First thing I wanted to ask, every athlete, when they go into a sport, they have, a kind of origin story. And yours is really, really unique, being the son
Yeah.
of Anandi Lowe. And I just wanted to know, first of all, was it a factor of you finding the game and having that love for the game, or the game finding you in a sense, getting into football?
It went both ways, because growing up, I didn't only play football. I did track. I played cricket. And I was really good at all of them. But I mean, having the influence of my father and my family, coming from a footballing family, it played a big factor into me becoming, a professional footballer or just sticking to football alone. So I can say it goes both ways. I love football, I have a lot of love for the game, I train hard. But at the same time, I can say, I was very influenced by my father.
Mhm. When your father, I'm not sure in terms of, the stories that you've heard about your father while playing, but he was, a very, very fiery character, wears the emotional sleep on the pitch. And I want to ask, is some of the traits of your father in you? Do you inherit that sort of fiery spirit?
Yeah, I mean, definitely, but I'm a man of my own, I live my life, how I want it. Obviously, he has taught me a lot, and I've gained a lot of experience from what he has been through. But I go about a lot of stuff differently. But at the same time, I still have that edge, that a little bit of, I guess, a comparison that my father and I portray.
Mhm. Because I know that, for at least, some persons and some players, they feel that kind of, I guess, a little bit of pressure in a sense to try and live up to expectations, because I'm pretty sure that a lot of persons coming to you growing up saying that, your father's a legend, and you playing now, they hope that you'll be able to at least, you know do as well as he did. Does it feel that you get a little bit of that pressure from the outside to perform as well, or
I
do you
mean,
feel that you try to do things your own way?
growing up, it was really tough for me, pertaining to the sport side because my father was a bit controversial, stuff like that, world-renowned athlete. So me, playing football, I wasn't the best player. I wasn't the most popular player, you know. Um, so a lot of people used to talk, oh yes, because your father make, you're here, or your father is going to name is going to push you to, wherever you get to. You're not. People always say, yeah, you're a bug, or you're not good enough. But I feel like that kind of drive me a lot, to be the person and the player that I am today. No, I feel like I've proven myself and I've proven the type of person and player that I am, that it's not just the last name that got me where I am today. And I've proven that, I've consistently been, if not top two or the best defender in CONCACAF. So, yeah, no, it's okay. I mean, people really don't doubt me that much anymore. There are always going to be doubters, and I'm grateful for it because it keeps them going and keeps me pushing, to great heights. But no, it's not much pressure anymore.
That's definitely good to hear. But you were, I believe that you might have been at least either 4 or 5 when Jamaica made the World Cup in '98,
Yeah.
for the first time. What was your what was your if you can recall anything from that campaign and being around your dad during that time? Did that spark the fire from an early age, as it were?
I think the fire was just always there. But pertaining to the World Cup, I mean, I was too young to kind of remember exact stuff, but I remember the atmosphere and just the things surrounding it. And I remember, being at home, wearing my jersey or wearing a Jamaica t-shirt, because I feel back then I was still living in Rockfort, and we were maybe one of the few people that had cable or had, some TV and stuff like that. So most people would come to our house, to watch the games or stuff like that, or yard or house was basically the headquarters. So a lot of people came over and it was enjoyment, a lot of pot covers. I remember, how proud my mom, my grandfather, my grandma was, everybody in the family and friends, was because of my father representing the whole of East Kingston, him and Bibi, and also, the community. If you know Rockfort, East Kingston, it's a grimy place. So, it was just pure joy, and I'm grateful, that I'm able to recall some of it, the experience.
Definitely as well. But it's not just you, that come in terms of from an athletic family. If you're that your sister is also, doing this and immaculate. She does track, right?
Yeah.
She long is it long jump?
Sprint, yeah, and long jump.
Okay. What has been the any still competitive juices between the two of you? Coming from that.
No, not really. She just call me and we talk and rap, and then she tell me if she need any gears from Nike, I'll just send her care package for champs and stuff like that. But yeah, no rivalry. No.
It really must have been a very disappointment for her to know that champs was cancelled and everything. And I wanted to know in terms of, have you been able to discuss with her in terms of to try, because obviously, for a high school athlete, champs is everything.
Yeah.
And for her not to be competing, it must have been pretty hard on her.
Yeah, I mean, I've talked to her recently, but we didn't really get in depth, about the whole situation. But I feel for her because I know she has been preparing well. She made the Carifta team also. She has been doing really good for herself, and I think she's one of the top athletes this year going in to class 2, I think, or class 2 or class 1, I can't. But yeah, and knowing that track it's like a one-off event, and you prepare for how many months for this one competition, So her, knowing that she put in so much work, to possibly winning, at least 2 gold medals. I think they broke the record at Gibson for the relay, I think, and she was third or so in the long jump last champs, and then on the 100. She did okay. So, I mean, she had high hopes of performing really well, this champs. But, I mean, health is most important right now, So the athletes can't really, put too much pressure or burden on themselves, just prepare for whatever is to come now, moving forward.
And with that, I just want to segue into now. You're going into, I guess, not really uncertainty, but trying to plot the next phase, of your career and where you want to be. But in the midst of that, I just want to to just recap, the years that you spent in Norway with IK Start. Just the first thing I want to know: can you speak a little bit Norwegian? Were you
Yeah,
able to pick up the language a little bit?
yeah. Ikenorsk,
Ikenas, what does that mean?
little, lit. Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool thing. Was it hard to learn the language?
It's a weird language, because it's like dialects. It's like different cities speak different, Norwegian, and so you have teammates, 30 players, and all of them speaking different, have different pronunciations for different words. And then what make it worse, all of them speak English. So most times they don't speak Norwegian to me, unless it's like automatic, or like if the
Mm-hmm.
coach is explaining something and he can't really explain it in Norwegian. But yeah, it's difficult because they must speak both languages to me, so I can't really stick to one, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But if you study it, if you because I know songs, I know the club song from in full Norwegian. If you practice, it becomes easy and natural. I've been there for 3 years, so I've caught on to the basic stuff. If they speak to me basic,
Mm-hmm.
I can understand. I can read it a little bit. When they're talking with each other, once I pick out the small words, I can figure stuff out.
Mm-hmm. One of the questions we want to bring in is from Flavor Max, and he wants to know: is it a possibility that we will see you in the EPL?
Again, I've told like maybe 10, media outlets this. I'm not really announcing anything yet, but there is a possibility. Keep our fingers crossed with what's going on right now, and all the information that I've gotten and the emails that I've gotten this week. It looks good. Things look really good. Big clubs, have interest, and so I'm a free agent, so it's even more, let's say, interesting and enticing for them, for a quality player like me to be free at this moment. They don't have
Mm-hmm.
to pay a large transfer fee, so big things to come. I just want the people to be patient with me a little bit, because at the end of the day, I am human and I have to make decisions, strategic decisions that, will basically, everybody have to prepare for retirement and prepare for the future and solidify, your economy and stuff like
In other words, let him make the decision on his own and stop pressuring you, right?
that.
But you will make in terms of your decision.
I mean,
Oh,
we're
yeah.
hitting June now, so in the coming weeks, I mean, if not the first week of June, then maybe to the middle of June, I'll make a decision. Yeah.
Wow, O'Neill Fisher is actually on the chat, is on the live right now, and he wants to know what is the most important. Let's see what he's saying. What is the most important thing you've learned so far as a professional athlete?
Most important thing is that nothing is guaranteed. Nothing is guaranteed. Today it can be here, tomorrow it can be gone. So make use of every opportunity. Grasp all the experience that you can, because at the snap of a finger, your whole career can go out the door.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And just to reflect, how would you describe the three years that you spent at IK Start, and how do you feel that the experience that you've gained has helped to really build you up as a player and as a defender?
I mean, to sum it up, it has been a roller coaster. Um, we got from when I went there, they were in the second division. We got promoted to the Premier League. Then for the same year, we got relegated, and then this year we got promoted. So it's up and down, up and down. But personally, with my development, I feel like coming to Europe was a big move for me. Pertaining to how well I've gotten, how good I've gotten as a player, the amount of games that I was able to get, the reputation, how I was able to market myself, how I was able to let the world see the quality of player that I am. Especially getting into the national team and becoming, a starter, permanently. Yeah, I've seen my game develop and grow every day, each year. My has become better. My playing style has changed, or maybe I can mix it up. The experience that I've gotten, playing against top players in Europe I'm grateful for it, because where I'm at now and where I was 2 years ago, a year ago, a couple months ago, I'm far ahead now, and I just have to continue to grow as a player.
I was reading I guess an interview that you did some time ago, and you credited your coach in terms of helping you to evolve as a player. What are the technical things that he has been able to guide you to make sure that you are that has improved your game, and which game in the 3 years that you had at start was a defining moment that really pushed you in terms of technically?
I feel like, like after training and stuff, we work on my weaknesses because, I was able to be one of the more fortunate players to play attack when I was younger, playing like striker, midfielder. So I was already technically sound. You don't have a lot of center backs that have my qualities all in one package. So I'm grateful that I was able to because everybody can control and pass. But your pass completion rates, this is what scouts look for, pass completion rates, your ball recoveries, the duels won, heading and stuff like that if you're a tall player. And these are the stuff that I work on that will look good on the stat sheet to other agents, other scouts, other teams. So like left foot pass completion. If I play a game and I look and I say, okay, passes to the left, I had maybe 10 out of 20 or, 15 out of 20. Then, the next training session, say, okay, we need to better this the next game. And every time we try to get like an average, 86 to 90% completion in everything, in duels, in tackles won, in ball recoveries. And, when we work on that in the training, maybe 2 days before a game, it transpires and carry over to the game. And in Europe, they focus a lot on that, just your personal development. Because once you're developed good as a player, you will carry it over to the team. Then the team will be good because as much as football, they look at it as much as football is a team sport, it's also an individual sport. Because if one individual don't perform the way he should, the team is weakened. So if everybody wins or play as how they should, then the team will perform. So work on a lot of those stuff. The mental aspect of the game. Me basically focusing for a longer period because I'm a centre back. I don't have room to make mistakes. A striker can get 3 chances and miss, and then get 1 and be the hero. But imagine if he scores and then the 90th
you will get drawn out and quartered because of that, because it's your responsibility.
Yeah, and you make a mistake and you get scored on, then you're the villain. You understand? So there's a lot of stuff that
When you talk about it, so it's like, for example, ball recoveries, retention, and winning your battles, and a lot of it in terms of shows how the game has evolved in terms of analytics. Do you feel that it has taken that approach and an analytic to make sure that you read the game and evolve properly?
Yeah, definitely. And that part of my game, to like reading the game, knowing what a player with the ball is going to do, his body movement, his hip movement, his eyes, how he angles his foot to pass or shoot, to make a long pass. We watch a lot of videos, especially like, say, for instance, if I'm going to play against you and you're the striker today, spend the whole week watching videos of you, watching your weaknesses and watching your strengths. That means on game day, I have a luck. I watch over clips. Like, say I play a game today, I don't sleep. I go home, the scout sends me the whole video, the whole game, and I watch it over and I take my own notes. Then I bring it to him and then we compare his notes to mine and then we fix stuff. So I feel like that's those type of stuff. I'm working like basically like a quarterback or like a footballer, NFL footballer, And I feel like it has helped me, to grow as a player, both mentally and technically.
Because of how the game is exactly going now, that's the direction that not just players in your position, but a lot of other players that need to get with it as well.
Yeah, definitely.
We just have a question here from Simon Preston, and he's asking, his question is, what is your favorite moment in national colors? I may have a feeling I know what I have a feeling I may know what it is.
I mean, I feel like the best feeling was obviously scoring, my debut goal. But I feel the last Gold Cup when I scored in front of everybody in the national.
Yep, that
That's
one.
why, and I feel it means most to me. I feel like if it was happening to any other player, they wouldn't feel it as much. I don't know. I can't tell what somebody feel, but because my father and the connection to the JFF, I feel like I've been a national player since I was young because I knew all the players. They used to come to my house, hang out, everything. I used to go to the players' house, go to JFF office since I was a kid, and then watching my father in the national stadium scoring. Me now growing up, being able to play for the national team, and then my father was in the stadium. And me scoring, on the team that he last scored against, his last game for the national team, is just pure joy, and grateful.
And I was just about to ask, did it feel poetic, written in the stars, kind of thing, that moment?
It had to happen because the game I was having was a monstrous game, Like I've never played. I feel like I've had good games, but that game, nothing could go wrong. Like if I say A and a B forgot it go switch to B. That's how good, that's how good I was playing, and it just was meant to happen, and when I scored, if you watch the video of the celebration, Hector come over and whisper in my ears and I say, "Yo, brother, you deserve it, bro," So it's all good vibes and good feeling.
It definitely was a feel because the stadium kind of erupted. And I'm sure there's not a better feeling than scoring in front of your home fans, and especially beat the history. I think it's probably for you it's the history that makes it mean a lot more special.
Yeah, definitely.
But I wanted to ask in terms of in ranking, no particular top five. What do you feel in terms of your top five defenders right now?
Ramos. Well, right now, obviously, Van Dijk is in top form, but if you say, okay, if I should go for who I like the most, because Van Dijk, he hasn't really played 10 years consistently, It just really started, 3-4 years now. So, Ramos has been the best, Then you have Van Dijk. Then you have Thiago Silva.
Silva.
Yeah.
And then two more.
Chiellini.
All right. And then one.
One more. Well, I like Company, But obviously up there
you know what who you forgot to include? Apparently Alvis Paul, because he's in the chat now and he apparently wants to know exactly why is he not included.
Yo, I'm gonna drive come here for my boss. That's what I need to do.
Oh, and the official is asking in terms of why he's not in it, because apparently he's not.
Yo, this is not the place and the time. Please.
Yeah, guys, this is we can do it on another forum, but hey, this is not the place and the time to have this conversation.
Yo, I need to block them seriously,
But you know that you're gonna hear. That after this you're gonna hear slander. You're in probably the next camp that you're going to have. You're going to hear it.
Of course.
And everything. Somebody in the chat also said someone in the chat said Harry Maguire should be up there, and
no. He's good, but not the man named Nick McCall consistently. 5 years. The consistency that 1 season, 2 season, even 3 seasons, you're like, okay, he's getting there. But when he hit 4, 5, 6 consistent, you name a call, then you say, okay, he's the man, Virgil, he's the best right now, but he hasn't been the best for the past 5 years.
And I'm curious though, because we talk about in terms of obviously your top 5 defenders and people that you look up to, but I want to know in terms of from you, because what is the defender that you idolize and want to model your game more after?
All right, I'm old. Like when it comes to defender, I'm an old school guy. Like I watch Yapstam, Chiellini, I watch Lucio, and Ramos. Those guys are the guys that I watch, because when I was growing up, rugged. That's why they call me Ruffles. Rugged, But also, if you look at all the players, Lucio, you cannot take him ball. He can connect passes. He can dribble from his 18 to the top of the key to make a pass. You know, Chiellini, maestro, you know, can read the game so well. Good in the air, strong leader. Like those, I just pick, you know, some stuff. Ramos, he can score like crazy, solid, you know, warrior, you know, score a lot of headers and stuff like that off a set plays. Also, you know, a strength of mine. So I just watch those guys and I pick some, you know, stuff that they're good at, and then I could try to combine it, you know. Yeah.
There's a lot of thing in terms of, I guess, the modern day defender, in terms of not you don't need to just be, you know, good in terms of defending tackles, but then also to I guess the evolution of the position, make sure that you help in the play in terms of set pieces, but also other things as well. But do you think in terms of, because you said that you're old school, you know, you like the old school defender, do you think that those type of defenders are kind of a dying breed?
Yeah, it's a dying breed, but I'm not saying I'm an old school defender, but you have to stick to old school basics in order to be a complete. It's like playing Legacy in FIFA, isn't it? Like you have to be able to mark out a man of the game. You have to be able to good at 1v1 defending. A lot of these defenders nowadays, even the best, even guys who are playing in the Premier League, if you watch the games, they're not good at 1v1. Their agility is very low. They can't move their feet. Stuff like that. Like if you watch a video Man City documentary, you see like Pepper Show, Kyle Walker, basically Jackie a man, and stuff like that. So I watch a lot of those stuff, and you know, with the modern time now, because in my club in Start, I start the game. The ball goes to me when it comes to like starting the play, but I don't finish the play. You have a playmaker, obviously, and you have the other box to box. But I start the play, so I have to be able to connect that pass. My pass depicts what type of play we go for. And centre backs have to be able to do that. Centre backs have to be able to pick up the ball from on top of the circle, the centre circle, and maybe drive to the top of the 18 or make a pass, you know, into the striker's feet from the halfway line. You know, so football has evolved, and yeah, there's the old school defenders with the boom long kick. You know, it's a dying breed, but you also have to adapt. Sometimes I feel like the adaptation of, you know, the old school basics, 1v1, winning your duels, rugged, you know, that gets the best of a lot of top strikers nowadays.
And just to segue into that, you know, because I want to talk in terms of, you know, a particular thing in the national team, because your first major tournament was the 2017 Gold Cup tournament, right?
Caribbean Cup 2016. Was it 2016 or 20? Yeah, 2016.
Yeah, 2016, and then you have the amazing Gold Cup run in 2017, where you made where you're on the team that made the finals. What was that moment? Can you tell me in terms of getting back to that campaign, and what was it like, you know, being there with the guys, and you started every game, and in terms of that tournament, did you feel that, you know, you had a very good chance to finally deliver, you know, a major title to Jamaica?
Yeah, I mean, everybody, I feel like the reason why that went that way, everybody ruled us out. Nobody really cared. It was mostly homegrown players. You know, I think no overseas-based player played. Not meaning like, yeah, we played overseas, but I talk like Jamaican-born players. It was only
the Jamaican-born players, yeah.
Yeah. So people seeing that, you know, yeah, we play Manning Cup, Premier League, whatever. People rule us out. Oh, yeah, we're not good enough. We're not even going to come out of the group. So for that, we just laugh. It's like we were just having fun. You know, we had nothing to lose because people were, you know, counting against us. You know, people were betting against us from the beginning. So, and that tournament was very strategic. I mean, the federation was kind of, you know, just getting the rejuvenation because the program crashed in 2016. After we played the Caribbean Cup, everything revived after that. We got to the Gold Cup, and I feel once we got out the group stage, quarterfinal, and we beat Canada, everybody now convinced like, oh, them actually can do it. You know, and then after even that, before we got to the quarterfinal, time with Mexico, you know, that tournament, the 0-0, is like everybody has said like, no man, them man can, you know, them can hold them on, you know. Let's rally behind them, you know, and us seeing the support now finally coming in from the everybody, the fans, and everybody, it just pushed us more, and we're grateful for it. But that tournament was very special. I cried after the win when Cabby scored the free kick against Mexico because couldn't believe it. Like we've gotten so far, we've endured so much, so much odds against us, and we overcome, we overcame everything, and it was a really special tournament, and that teach me a lot. That make my faith also, strong, God did, and there is a God.
Mm-hmm. One of our viewers wanted to ask, Alejandro Hansen, and Alejandro Hansen, and what he was wondering in terms of your assessment on the current state of the team, and of the program. Do you feel that, well, one, how do you feel in terms of for this group to make it into the World Cup for 2022? And how do you think that the program should be strengthened? What do you think the strengths and weaknesses of the program now, and how to improve on it?
I mean, I'm just gonna be blunt, I can say, like just listen. Everybody know we have the potential. Everybody know that we're good enough to make it. The players believe, that we can make it. It's just all a matter of like formalities. Just go and get the job done. I can't really comment on the state or pertaining to the federation because that's not my job right now. I just want to do my best for the country to basically get to the World Cup. Once you qualify for the World Cup, then the ball game change. But I mean, there's a lot of room for improvements in every way, both with the federation, both with the players. We can't settle, we can't get comfortable, not because we're getting good results now, and we have the support from the fellow countrymen and women, and like we're doing well in tournaments. We can't get comfortable, we have not arrived, we have done nothing, we have not won a international trophy. We have Caribbean Cup, but that's Caribbean. We need to be storming CONCACAF now. Yes, we have gained a reputation of being one of the powerhouses now in CONCACAF. I know that for sure. A lot of these teams don't want to see us when it's time for Jamaica to play. But when it comes to the team, all is welcome. All are welcome. As for me, as long as you're coming in to contribute, you're eligible to play for Jamaica. You're coming in to contribute to the best, of the program and to help us build as a nation. Why not? If you're doing better than a player, you're eligible to play. Why not play? That's just football. The coach isn't going to start a player that isn't doing well when a player is there that can do better. But for me, I'm just focused on getting to the World Cup, and winning the next year Gold Cup. That's it'll be a double victory for us. Qualifying for the World Cup in 2022 and in 21, and winning the Gold Cup in 21.
Just want to say, acknowledging O'Neill Fisher and Javon Watson who are in the who have joined the chat.
No,
yes, apparently someone's been giving you a very warm time in the chat.
Oh my goodness. No question from Watson, please block it.
I'm sorry, no questions from you. I'm sorry. But feel free to ask. We'll try to get them in if we can.
Well, somebody said if we have never won a trophy, we're not a powerhouse. Liverpool hasn't won a trophy in 19 years, and they're still a powerhouse.
So, and because the EPL is have a tentative date to return June 17th, that all could end this year.
Yeah. So I mean, let's not pay attention to people. Not really.
Well, but also just to follow up from that question in terms of your feelings on how the 2022 and our chances in terms of for this current group of players, what is the thing that excites you the most about the current squad that we have?
The level of experience that we have now. If you look at the timeline, this is the most we've had players playing professionally, playing overseas, getting a lot of players in Europe again, because there was a time when that wasn't present. It was just maybe one or two players playing in Europe. I'm talking about Jamaican-born players, There was a gap. Now players are getting more opportunity to go straight from the Premier League or high school into the USL, transitioning from the MLS into Europe or going straight from Jamaica into Europe. That experience where we gain and go to learn their, football and their way of playing, and we carry that back to the national team is going to help us a lot. Also, we're attracting a lot of players that are English born, to come and help us, to qualify. And that's also says a lot to the players that we are performing well, because it's like joining a football club. If they're not performing well, they don't want to join them.
Mm-hmm.
So, a lot of the guys like Rayville, you have guys like Bobby, you have Mops, Eki, a lot of guys know, they want to come play. And also, just the brotherhood, like, it's all fun when we go to the national team. Just laugh, make our family and friends and the nation proud. And I feel like that has been carrying us through a lot, even when things aren't going well with us and the federation, or, results, maybe we lost a game or tied a game or didn't perform as we want to, just the positive mindset that we have, just help us to move forward and overcome a lot of obstacles. And yes, it will make us qualify for the World Cup.
Mm-hmm. One of the our viewers, Cummings Marvin, and his question is, what's your take on the comment Leon Bailey made the other day? What are your thoughts on it?
I mean, everybody is entitled to their opinion, I mean, we'll save that for another time. But at the end of the day, everybody is aware of the situation. We've talked about it as a team. So we just move forward as a team when it comes to the decision and stuff. But I mean, it is what it is,
Mm-hmm. It's just, okay. And one of the questions also, because sorry to have to fast backtrack to start for a minute, but Hype W, I hope I'm pronouncing it properly. He was asking, have you experienced racism in Europe while playing? If so, how have you managed it?
I mean, racism is everywhere and everything, Firsthand, not really, but I mean, racism, if you're not affecting my life directly or personally, I don't really care, because there's a high possibility I'll never see you again in my life. So I'm not gonna make it really draw me out, Actually, I've had one fan saw me in the town, in the city, and said, yeah, the reason why I don't come to the games because there's a lot of racism and stuff, in the stands. Like, when you guys do good, the black guys do good, they praise everything, but once you guys do bad or the team is doing bad, they curse the international guys and they talk a lot of stuff in the stands, but people, again, is entitled to, their own opinion and what they want to say, as long as it's not affecting you or your family personally. You don't really care. I mean, that's what I think. I mean, half the time you're not gonna really see them again. They're just spectators and they're fans. They pay their money to come see you play good, not bad. So if you play bad and them cause, just say go.
I know, because it's a very serious thing in terms of for players to deal with, because look, nobody wants to be racially abused at games. Nobody wants to. No black player wants that.
Mm-hmm.
Everything. So in terms of trying to navigate that, it's just a matter of calling it as it is, or what do you think should be done in terms of sanctions, in terms of
clubs need to get fined. Clubs don't pay fine, and clubs don't get points taken away from them, and clubs don't get kicked out of tournaments. And I feel like if once FIFA start coming to play with a lot of that, I feel like sometimes no fans in a stadium, they can live with that. 2 games without fans or no away fans, whatever. But if you start take away 15, 20 points when you're in 3rd place or 4th place, then people are going to start to be worried, or kicking them out the Champions League or Europa League, or, not, or suspending them or relegate them automatically. Then your real ball game going to start. But I mean, for me personally, I've upfront confrontation. No, I've never really experienced racism like that, but it's there, it's around.
Hugger 15 is apparently insisting.
No.
Look, I'm sorry. He says no. Sorry, you're going to have to try out that out. You're gonna have to sidebar that. And I think probably Damion knows why. Probably, probably, the best solution to this. Maybe he should be the interviewer and he asks you the questions.
Oh, that even worse. Wow.
Well, that's probably worse.
Yeah.
Well, I just wanted to just a segue because you wear a lot of hats. Not just you're a footballer, but in terms of you're in the music as well.
Yeah.
So I want to know in terms of how did you get into music? How did you get into producing?
I mean, it was just like at first, just a thought. I mean, Aka, he's the music man and thing, and it's all fun, as I said, in the national team and thing, and Aka, we're on the bus, just a DJ and thing, and have fun and have video, and Aka, DJ and thing, and Frano say, yo, give him the 40. Aka say, what? 40, but, like, I just for joke, and him just start DJ, 40 supermarket, and 40 store and stuff like that. And then we're there in the hotel room because I'm my roommate. Mm-hmm. And I say, yo, Nana, I take this thing serious, I go build a song, I say, all right then, bro, I could do it. And then he say, all right, I'm so forward. And the man walk down on the beach. Write the song and come back and me hear it and thing. And I say, all right, yeah, brother, we're going to do it. And then we just link up Ramesh and we put it out on the Ramesh label at the time. And then after that, after those games, I can continue to talk about it and thing. And then him go Gold God, Gold God. Mm-hmm. Go to his studio, record a couple more, and then I say, all right, I got to start the label under, or, Monarch Entertainment. Because we had a couple names and thing, and I say, Monarch, it means head of state, Mm-hmm. And I feel like it describes a lot of us, even the football players and just me, myself and my father and everything, and how well respected he is and myself and Haka. So we say Monarch Entertainment, Monarch, I feel like describe us, and I say okay, let's do it. So I registered the company as a LLC and everything, got all the license, everything, and I say okay, we sign up with Johnny Wonder and Zojak, and I said, let's do it, and that's how it started.
Well, I mean, Haka said, no lie, I'm smart, bad. No lie. Haka is fact-checking, he's fact-checking, Yeah. To make sure you tell the truth. Well, I'm curious in terms of, because obviously, music is obviously, important to you because sometimes for footballers it's definitely the best music gets it in the mood to play. Yeah. So in terms of your go-to track to get you ready for pregame, to get you ready for a match day,
it depends, because if I say all right today, choppings, meaning I take boil yesterday, like if we're going to play Mexico or like a Costa Rica or a El Salvador or US, I say, all right. Not even US. Yeah, those three I'm call. Say, all right, what? So really bad man tune, like some Tommy Lee, some Cartel, some dark things. To get me going, adrenaline going, and then in like US or some other teams, then they can listen to some Drizzy Drake, some Haka vibes up and laugh and thing, because why I say that? Because when we play against like the US, the Mexico, people sometimes expect us to lose, Mm-hmm. So like we just have fun. Like mm-hmm. People alright, and already expect us to lose. So we just listen vibes, tune, as me DJ going straight. No man asleep the night before, we just peer fun and laugh because alright, we're showing us something. Say we're gonna lose, alright. Things and time change. Football has advanced, so everybody's good nowadays.
Mm-hmm. Haka says that you don't like his song. I don't know. I'm not sure how to respond to that.
I produce all his songs, so
I'm not really sure how to respond to that.
And his songs are being played all over Japan, Nigeria, Ghana, everything. So I don't know what he's talking about.
Mm-hmm. I know that. Well, maybe you answered this already. Tropical Tropical Storm asks, and I think you addressed this already, but for him, which big club do you aspire to play for? Is there I guess a go-to
Man
league
U,
or a go-to Manchester United?
yeah, Madrid. I mean, everybody want to play the biggest clubs in the world. You know, if you're a footballer and don't want to play the biggest club in the world, then you should retire. But for me, I mean, and especially as a young Jamaican growing up, you know, like everybody, we never really watched Spanish league or that growing up back in the days, early 90s, 2000s. We watched Premier League. You know, we know about the Newcastle, the Liverpool, the Man U, you know, Arsenal, Chelsea somewhat, you know. So, like, from then, I'm like, yeah, I want to play in the Premier League. I want to go to England. And seeing my father and other players go to England to play, you know, you're like, yeah, I want to play in England, you know. So that has always been a dream of mine. But now you can see, like, there's a Spanish Premier League, a German Bundesliga, a French League One, you know, the Eredivisie, or what they call it in Netherlands, the Belgian League, you know, Turkish. There's a lot of places you can play now for big clubs, you know. So yeah,
it's just basic. It's just basically trying to navigate just which one for you, because obviously your decision is not just not football reasons. It's a lot of things to take a part in that. But just to go on the music for just a little bit, not to put you on the spot, but just to say, if you were to have a 3-song mixtape, any of your favorite songs that would basically tell the story of your life and your career up to now, what are the 3 songs are you putting them to basically display you to the world?
Aka, Life Goes On. Can say Drake, God's Plan. And can say Jamil, My Time. I want that 4, I just say Massacre.
Well, the thing is, I was gonna say a 5-track mixtape, but in terms of the time, I didn't know in terms of because we want to try and get as much as possible. That's why I limited it to 3. But if you can put 2 more,
Massacre, Rough Up Foreign. you know the next part already. And then we can say Popcorn, Family. Yeah. So we get dark side and some positive.
Some positive side.
Yeah. Jamil really carry me through college still and chronics, you know. Carry me through university, the grind time days, you know, a little bit of poppy and thing, but you don't know, Massacre, the G2 is it.
Speaking of which, I'm not sure. Did you manage to watch the verses the other night?
Who?
The versus battle between Bean and Bounty the other night.
I watched.
So I guess here on the viewers want to ask who won.
Jamaica.
Good choice.
Yeah, but they don't know Beanie. You know, like him and my father, they know each other. We go to school with Dishage, prep school, growing up. So, you know, it was Shocking Vibes thing. Around that, I'm close friends with Jamie from Shocking Vibes, YVP, you know, Brown Boss from YVP also, Akeem, you know, and them are close friends. So the whole, you know, their own music. I have a whole heap of friends that has been in it since I was younger and growing up. So, you know, I'm, you know, close friends with a lot of people in the industry.
And just about, because there was one thing I was looking at, because you said that, you know, before you went to Europe, because, you know, you were Tampa Bay Rowdy, and before that you were in Seattle and also in Minnesota. Apparently you were in the same draft class as Andre Blake. Okay. Just wanted to ask in terms of, because you said in an interview that, you know, you managed to defend against Thierry Henry and Steven Gerrard and those, you know, elite players. How was it How difficult was the challenge? That challenge?
obviously they were up in age at the time, but they were still quality. You know, I remember like even going up against Juninho, like Brazilian Juninho, in the same game in the Open Cup game. That wasn't I was playing PDL, but it was for Reading. It was Philadelphia Union like affiliate developmental team, and we were good enough to beat professional teams at the time and being able to go to the I think what, fourth round or third round of the Open Cup playing against New York Red Bulls, and just crazy. Even like I remember playing even against Samaras. You know Samaras?
Yep, Georgia Summers.
Yeah, oh my goodness. This man is like 8 feet tall, yo. I'm telling you, but it's a joy to get those experience, you know, playing against Bentner here in Norway, you know. Stuff like, you know, training against Obafemi Martins, you know, the Newcastle and Inter Milan legend, you know, Birmingham, Blackburn. So it's a lot of guys that I've played against that, you know, it's an honor, and I feel like it has molded me into the player because that I am today, you know, because going up against Obafemi Martins every day in training, Fisher can tell you it's a war every day because he's really good and really fast, you know. So you know.
Exactly. Well, one of our comments I wanted to ask in terms of your most memorable moment. I'm not sure if that is the goal against Honduras, your most memorable moment. But
no, actually, it's what happened recently with Start. You know, in the playoff game, the two-legged playoff game. We were up 2-1 on aggregate. Went there away. Cold, man, I tell you, cold, and we're like, all right, we got this. Them boy, I can't beat with today. As the match start, the left back is on top. Like, I don't know how the left back reach on top of our 18, but the ball is on the right side, and the ball just fumble and go cross, and the left back is on top of our 18. Meanwhile, their right back is on top of our 18. And if you look at logics, and you know football, when the right back is overlapping, the left back stays home. But the left back is on top of our 18 on the other side alone. Nobody now mark him, no nothing. And the man bang one in the back of our net like 5 minutes in the game. 2-2. So it's tied. 2-2 back. The game square. I'm just laugh. I say, yo, how this do, God? The man them just not deserve it, you know? And then we got 2-0 down. We go in halftime. Do the team talk. Stick to the plan. We're going to get the goals. As the match start, we got 3-0 down. So this is 5-2. 4-2 aggregate. 75th minute or so, we went, 4-0 down. So this is now 5-2 on aggregate. You know, we're down 5 away.
So you needed basically. So it was you needed to get 4. You needed 3 goals.
For win on aggregate, 4 to just clean sheet, because we're gonna win on away goal. Because if we score 3, it's gonna tie 4-4 because we're 4 down. Yo, 15 minutes to go, and I'm telling you, like I don't know. I never give up. Everybody else, like I don't know, like the man must say, John. So we went 4 down. This is 5-2 now, you know. Went 4 down with 15 minutes to go, you know. You're away, 4-0 down in a playoff. The game over. The game is over. There's no way a team is scoring 4 on you if you're up 4 in a playoff game. So important. And I'm telling you, like, I don't know, but there is a God. Hear me, I tell you, like, I tell the man to listen. It doesn't make sense to come this far to just come this far. You know, we need to put it together. We need to get it right. And we go play a striker. And we got the 3 goals back. We scored 3 goals in 6 minutes.
Wow.
Yeah. Tied the game 5-5. Win on aggregate away goals.
Win on aggregate on away goals and just get it and get out of there.
Yeah, that was the most. That memory will sit with me forever. Like, I don't know how we pulled that off, but it happened. And, you know, just give God thanks.
Man, I wish you know we could have had a longer time to talk some more stories, but you know it's been a really engaging hour, Damion. finally just thank you very much for tuning in. I'm pretty sure that Haka's pretty upset that he didn't get any questions,
He's
but
gonna call me like in 5 minutes, anyways.
yeah, and he'll probably do a sidebar anyway.
Yeah.
But Damion, thank you so much. Really appreciate it. Continue to stay safe, continue to be well, and I know that all of us in Jamaica are waiting for the next move, the next career move, and continue to do well. And we're definitely looking forward to everything that you're going to be doing in the future.
Yeah, man. Thank you for having me. Thanks to the viewers for tuning in and allowing me to share my story with you guys and get a little bit of insight. I'm always available for questions and for the younger players and stuff like that. So just big up and enough love. Stay safe.
No problem. Stay safe, Damion. Thanks very much. Respect.
Yeah, man. Take care.